I have spent 3 years chasing stories that do not matter. Celebrity breakups, wardrobe malfunctions, drunken meltdowns outside clubs. I write for blogs that pay $200 per article. I tell myself it is temporary. I tell myself that one day I will write something that actually means something. Then my new roommate walked through the door and I realized I was looking at the biggest story of my career. His name is Asher. At least that is what he told me. He has black hair and tired eyes. He is wearing a hoodie that is 2 sizes too big. He is carrying one small duff case. When he shakes my hand, his fingers are covered in calluses, guitar calluses. He says, "Thank you for letting me move in on such short notice. I promise I will stay out of your way." I nod. I say no problem. The rent is cheap if we split it. I need a roommate anyway. He smiles. It is a polite smile, a practiced smile. That night I am lying in bed. I cannot sleep. Something about him feels familiar. I grab my phone. I scroll through entertainment news. Then I see it. The headline reads, "Pop idol Ash missing for 3 weeks. Agency claims he is in private treatment facility in Switzerland." There is a photo. It is a performance photo. He is on stage. He is wearing leather pants and a silver jacket. His hair is bleached platinum blonde. His face is covered in stage makeup. But I recognize the eyes. I recognize the shape of his jaw. My roommate is Ash. My roommate is one of the most famous pop stars in the world. And he is hiding. I sit up in bed. My heart is pounding. This is it. This is the story that could change everything. If I can get an exclusive interview, if I can get photos, if I can confirm where he has been for the last 3 weeks, I could sell this story to a major publication. I could finally get out of tabloid blogging. But then I remember the way he looked when he walked in. The exhaustion. The fear in his eyes when I opened the door. The way he flinched when I moved too quickly. I put my phone down. I tell myself I will figure it out in the morning. I tell myself I will decide what to do. But deep down, I already know. I am going to write this story. I have to. This is what I have been waiting for. I just did not expect it to feel so wrong. The next morning, I wake up to the smell of coffee. I walk into the kitchen. Asher is standing at the counter. He is pouring 2 cups. He is humming quietly. I recognize the melody. It is one of his songs. One of Ash's songs. He turns around. He sees me. He stops humming immediately. He says, "Good morning. I made extra coffee. I hope that is okay." I say, "Yeah." "Thanks." I sit at the small table. He hands me a cup. He sits across from me. We drink in silence. Then I hear it. The TV in the living room. I forgot I left it on last night. The morning news is playing. The anchor says, and in entertainment news, the search continues for missing pop idol Ash. Fans around the world are demanding answers. His agency released a statement yesterday saying he is safe and receiving treatment for exhaustion, but they refuse to give details about his location. I see Asher freeze. His hand tightens around his coffee cup. He does not look at the TV. He looks at me. I stand up. I walk to the living room. I turn off the TV. I come back to the kitchen. I sit down. I look at him. I say, "I do not really watch the news. Too depressing." He stares at me. His eyes are searching my face. He is trying to figure out if I know. He is trying to figure out if I am a threat. Then he says, "Thank you." I say, "For what?" He says, "For not asking questions." I shrug. I say everyone deserves privacy. He looks like he might cry. Instead, he just nods. He finishes his coffee. He says, "I am going to stay in my room today. I have some things to work on." He disappears into his bedroom. He closes the door. I sit there for a long time. I pull out my laptop. I open a blank document. I start typing. Title: The Secret Life of a Missing Idol. I write for 3 hours. I write about the timeline. I write about the theories. I write about how much this story would be worth if I could confirm his location. Then I stop. I delete everything. I close the laptop. I cannot do this yet. Not until I understand why he is hiding. 1 week passes. Asher stays in his room most of the time. He only comes out for food and coffee. He is polite, but distant. I start to notice small things, like how he never orders delivery, like how he always wears a hat and sunglasses when he takes out the trash, like how he flinches every time a car door slams outside. He is terrified of being found. One night I am working on an article at the kitchen table. It is midnight. Asher comes out of his room. He looks exhausted. He has not slept. He says, "Do you mind if I sit here? I cannot be in that room anymore." I say, "Go ahead." He sits across from me. He does not say anything. He just sits there. I keep typing. After 10 minutes, he says, "What are you writing?" I glance up. I say an article about a celebrity who got caught cheating on his wife. He makes a face. He says, "Do people actually care about that?" I say, "You would be surprised. People love watching famous people fail. It makes them feel better about their own lives." He says that is depressing. I say that is my job. He leans back in his chair. He says, "Is that what you want to do? Write about people's worst moments?" I stop typing. I look at him. I say no. I want to write real stories, investigative journalism, things that matter. But no one is going to hire me to do that unless I prove I can get big stories first. He nods slowly. He says, "So you are using this as a stepping stone." I say, "Exactly." He says, "What if you had the chance right now? What if you had access to the biggest story of the year? Would you write it, even if it hurts someone?" My stomach tightens. I know what he is asking. I know what he is really saying. I close my laptop. I say I do not know. I would like to think I would do the right thing, but I also know what it is like to be desperate. To need a break so badly that you consider compromises. He looks at me for a long time. Then he says, "I am Ash. You already know that. I saw the way you looked at me the first night. I do not deny it." I just nod. He says, "Are you going to write about me?" I say I do not know yet. He laughs. It is a bitter sound. He says, "At least you are honest." He stands up. He goes to the fridge. He pulls out 2 beers. He hands me one. He sits back down. He says, "Let me tell you why I am here. Let me tell you what happened, and then you can decide if it is worth ruining my life for a story." I open the beer. I say, "Okay, I am listening." Asher talks for 2 hours. He tells me everything. He says I started singing when I was 16. I uploaded covers to the internet. A talent scout found me. Within 6 months, I had a record deal. Within a year, I had my first hit song. By the time I was 19, I was selling out arenas. He takes a drink. He says it sounds like a dream. Everyone told me I was lucky. Everyone told me I should be grateful. He says, "But no one tells you what it costs. No one tells you that you do not own your own face anymore, that you cannot go to a grocery store without being mobbed, that you cannot have friends because everyone wants something from you." He says my agency controlled everything, what I wore, what I ate, who I dated. They set me up with fake girlfriends for publicity. They made me smile through interviews even when I was having panic attacks backstage. His voice cracks. He says, 3 months ago, I told my manager I needed a break. I told him I was exhausted. I told him I could not do another tour. He said if I did not finish the tour, I would be in breach of contract. He said they would sue me for $10 million. He says, so I kept going. I did 30 shows in 40 days. I smiled. I danced. I sang until my voice was raw. And then one night, I was in a hotel room in Tokyo, and I realized I did not want to be alive anymore. He wipes his eyes. He says, I did not try anything. I just sat there thinking about it, thinking about how easy it would be to just disappear, to stop existing. He says, so I ran. I dyed my hair. I changed my clothes. I emptied my bank account and bought a bus ticket. I ended up here, in this city where no one knows me. He looks at me. He says I have 3 months. That is how long I can afford to stay hidden before my money runs out. After that, I have to decide. Do I go back and let them destroy me? Or do I walk away and spend the rest of my life paying off a lawsuit? I do not know what to say. I just sit there. He says so now you know. You have your story. You have the exclusive. Pop idol Ash reveals suicidal thoughts and industry abuse. That would get you a lot of clicks. I feel sick. I say I am not going to write that. He says why not? It is the truth. I say because you trusted me. Because you are sitting in my kitchen drinking beer and talking to me like I am a human being. I am not going to betray that. He looks at me like he does not believe me. He says everyone betrays everyone eventually. I say not this time. He finishes his beer. He says we will see. 6 weeks pass. Asher and I become friends, real friends. He starts coming out of his room more. He watches movies with me. He cooks dinner. He laughs at my bad jokes. One night, we are sitting on the couch. We are watching a documentary about space. Asher is leaning against my shoulder. It feels natural. It feels right. He says I have not felt this normal in years. Thank you for that. I say you do not have to thank me. He turns to look at me. His face is close to mine. He says, I think I am falling for you. My heart stops. I say, Asher. He says, I know it is complicated. I know I am a mess. But you make me feel safe. You make me feel like I can breathe. I want to kiss him. I want to tell him I feel the same way. But then my phone buzzes. It is my editor. The text says I need that big story by Friday, or we are terminating your contract. This is your last chance. I feel the walls closing in. I have been avoiding this. I have been pretending I could have both. But I cannot. I pull away from Asher. I say I need to tell you something. He sits up. He says, what? I say I am a journalist. I write for entertainment blogs. When you moved in, I recognized you immediately. I have been sitting on this story for 6 weeks. His face goes pale. He says you have been lying to me this entire time. I say yes. I am sorry. I did not know you. I thought you were just another celebrity story. But then I got to know you and I could not do it. I could not write about you. He stands up. He is shaking. He says, but you were going to. You were planning to use me. I say I am not going to. I deleted everything. I swear. He says, how do I know that? How do I know you did not record our conversations? How do I know you are not going to publish everything the second I leave? I say because I care about you. I am choosing you over my career. He laughs. It is a harsh sound. He says, I do not believe you. No one chooses me. Everyone uses me, and then they leave. He grabs his jacket. He says, I am leaving. I will find somewhere else to stay. I grab his arm. I say, please do not go. Let me prove it to you. He pulls away. He says you cannot prove anything. He walks out the door. He slams it behind him. I sit on the couch. I put my head in my hands. I just destroyed the only real connection I have had in years. 2 days pass. Asher does not come back. I call him 50 times. He does not answer. I am sitting at my computer. I am staring at a blank document. My editor has been calling non-stop. I have 6 hours until my deadline. I could write the story. I could write about Asher. I could save my job. But I cannot do it. Instead, I start typing something else. I write about the entertainment industry. I write about the exploitation of young artists. I write about how agencies trap people in contracts that destroy their mental health. I do not name Asher. I do not reveal where he is. I just tell the truth about the system. I title it, The Price of Fame, Why We Need to Stop Consuming Celebrity Suffering. I send it to my editor. 3 minutes later, he calls me. He says, what the hell is this? This is not what I asked for. I needed a scoop. I needed clicks. I say I know. But this is what I am giving you. He says, then you are fired. I say I know. I hang up. I feel strangely calm. Then my phone buzzes again. It is a text from an unknown number. It says, "Turn on the news." I turn on the TV. There is breaking news. The headline says, "Pop idol Ash spotted at airport. Photos show him with unidentified man." My stomach drops. There are photos on the screen, photos of Asher and me, walking to the grocery store, sitting on the apartment steps, laughing. A rival paparazzo found him, and now the whole world knows. I grab my keys. I run to my car. The airport is 30 minutes away. I drive like I am being chased. When I get there, I run through the terminal. I am searching for him. Then I see him. He is standing at the check-in counter. He looks broken. I scream his name. He turns around. He sees me. His eyes go wide. I run to him. I am out of breath. I say they published photos. A paparazzo found us. It is going to be everywhere in an hour. He just stares at me. I pull out my phone. I show him. I say I did not do this. I did not sell you out. But you still have time. You can disappear again. I will help you. I will drive you anywhere. He looks at the photos. Then he looks at me. He says, "You are not writing about me." I say no. I wrote something else. I wrote about the industry. I got fired for it, but I do not care. I just need you to be safe. His eyes fill with tears. He says, "You chose me." I say, "Of course I did." He drops his bag. He steps forward. He kisses me. Right there in the middle of the airport. I do not care who is watching. I do not care who takes photos. When he pulls back, he says, "I am not running anymore. I am going to face the agency. I am going to break my contract and pay whatever it costs, because I am done living in fear." He says, "But I need you to be with me. I cannot do this alone." I say, "I am not going anywhere." He smiles. It is the first real smile I have seen from him. He says, "Good, because I am in love with you." I say I am in love with you too. The next 6 months were not easy. Asher broke his contract. He got sued. He lost almost everything. The media tore us apart. They called me a leech. They called him a sellout. But the article I wrote went viral. A major publication picked it up. I got job offers from investigative journalism outlets. I started writing stories that actually mattered. Asher started over. He is writing music again, real music. Not the manufactured pop his agency forced on him. He is playing small venues. He is happy. We live in the same apartment. We split the rent. We cook dinner together. We watch bad movies on the couch. Sometimes love means giving up the thing you wanted most. Sometimes it means choosing a person over a dream. And sometimes when you make that choice, you find out the person was the dream all along. If you have ever had to choose between your career and someone you love, let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.